What's up, peeps? Welcome to another edition of Hip Hop Head. My name is Julian Williams. Got another album review for you guys. This one's going to be for the Glasses Malone, The Beach Cruiser. Album just came out this week. Pretty much, this is a Cash Money artist. Came out with the album the same day as Lil Wayne. This is the second time that two Cash Money albums that came out on the same day. The first time being Tiger, when he came out the same day as Lil Wayne with the Carter 3. And now it's the second time with Carter 4, and now Glasses Malone is coming out. Personally, I did not expect this album to do quite well at all, due to the fact that Cash Money has had trouble promoting albums such as these. Artists that aren't necessarily people who just came up on Cash Money or was able to find the following outside of it. The last time this has happened, or basically what I'm trying to say is, artists with this kind of music and this kind of sound typically don't do well on Cash Money. In 2001, we saw Mac 10, who was an affiliate of Glasses Malone, release Banger Ball December 4 of 2001. And basically, it was an album where I just don't think that Mac 10 really fit the Cash Money sound, despite the fact that we did hear songs like Hate in Your Eyes was produced by Dr. Dre. I think Connected for Life was produced by Dre, or it had, Ice Cube and Dub C were both on it. Then you had songs with Lil Wayne and BG, and I think Turk was on the track, or the Big Timers. They all were on, certain songs. But it just, like, Manny Fresh producing Mac 10's album just didn't come out the way that they thought it would. If you hear the song "Do the Damn Thing" by Mac 10, you'll see what I mean. Manny Fresh really did a whole lot to try to compliment Mac 10's style, but it just didn't match too well. It didn't match too well. So Mac 10 only lasted like an album on Cash Money. So we get to Glasses Malone. Glasses Malone was paid almost $2 million to sign to, I believe, Sony Universal Records back in 2006. There was a high bidding war for Glasses Malone when he was coming up, especially due to the hype that the game had at the time. The game had a lot of hype, and a lot of people were looking to bring the West Coast back in hip-hop. And Glasses Malone was a rapper that was signed during this time. So basically, we get this album, which was supposed to come out in 2007, and now it's 2011, and it's just not being released. To be honest with you guys, I think that a lot of the stuff in the album sounds outdated, and it's stuff that we've heard before, whether it was released a year ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Some of the stuff on the album was outdated. Starting with the single "Certified," which we heard in 2008. Also, something to note is there's songs that had leaked over the internet, a good year or two ago that actually made the album. I think Cash Money probably had trouble promoting the album like this, due to the fact that it's strictly a West Coast hip hop album. You pretty much, if you just look at the guests on the record, you just see primarily West Coast artists. Your boy Snoop Dogg, J-Rock, and Mac 10. You have, and LaToya Williams, who's affiliated with the West Coast as well. You just had artists that were affiliated with the West Coast, and I believe that Cash Money has had trouble promoting artists that are not on Cash Money on some records. So, even though Rick Ross was a Cash Money affiliate, of course, and he was on a song on the record. So, coming into the record, there were songs that were unforgettable, that were just basically forgettable on the album, opening it. Kickstand was a pretty decent opening. You had Kickstand, Eastside with Snoop Dogg. You had Doe, I Get That Doe, or I Get Doe, Off Safety. These were songs that, and Hold On. These were songs in the first half of the album that just seemed to be very forgettable. I listened to the tracks at least 2 or 3 times, and it just seemed to be forgettable. It seemed to be like the first tracks, and I'm not saying that they were bad songs. They were just, forgettable tracks on the album. But towards the end, he ended the album very strong. He had songs, Rich and Thuggin', Car Wash, He had somewhat of an ode to T.I., Call Me T.I. In that one, No Sympathy, club music, I believe it was called, Feel Good Music. I forgot, it was Club something. But, overall, he ended the record strong. Because if you listen to some of the songs, I'll say this, I Get Dough, which had the Cataracts, that I believe produced around the record, around the track. It sounds as if for a while at first, his voice just didn't match the beat in the song. But he did well compliment, making a way to make little adjustments to his own sound, to make adjustments for that one song. It wasn't really his style of song, as you could tell if you listen to the song. Then you had, like, Dope was quite catchy, but was a little forgettable. East Side and was just forgettable. Kickstand was forgettable. When you open an album, when you first listen to an album, you want that one song that just draws you to the album, and and at the beginning too. And it didn't have that at the beginning for me. It didn't have that song that just drew me into the album. Certified, it's an old song. I liked it when it came out. It's a little different now. I was a little surprised that it made this album. I was surprised till the Sun Came Up made the album. I was a little surprised the song with Snoop made the album, just due to the fact that these are old songs. But other than that, the strong finish, No Sympathy with J-Rock, track 14 and track 15, were good ways in the album. Car Wash had a very reminiscent West Coast sound. With all that said, he did have some guest features, but the guest features didn't really outshine him on the tracks in the album. Maybe J-Rock was probably the closest out of them all. J-Rock pretty much did outshine him, but the other guests didn't really outdo him on tracks. But overall, I thought, it was a forgettable start, strong finish, which makes an average record. I'm going to go with 3 out of 5 mics. And I'm saying 3 out of 5 because there were moments on the album where it felt like there were filler songs that were just on the album. And he just, some stuff that he just put on there. And, overall, I was thinking towards the end, okay, when's he gonna think outside the box? When we're gonna get that track that just, that where it just stands out, and that track that stood out was No Sympathy, which had a guest feature. But I would have liked to have seen him, pretty much, catch my attention on a track on his own, have rhyme like that on his own. And even though he's monotone, and even though it seems as if he raps the same on each track, his writing is very good. He has good writing. His lyrical cadences don't change much at all. He's just very monotonal. He stays with one type of flow, and whatever beat he sticks with. The only other song he didn't really change was I Get Dough, and that was a pop sounding song, and there was no way he could have accommodated with his voice and stuff. He couldn't really accommodate the pop sound. So I just give it a 3 out of 5 rating, three mics out of 5 rating, just because I just think it's an album he could have done better. But he had a strong finish. He had a very strong finish. It's not a garbage album at all, but it's just an album you think he could have done better that and had old tracks on it. So 3 out of 5. Anyway, I'm out of here. Hip Hop Head. Peace.